Welcome to our last lesson of the school year. That is right. Week 12 of our series, Can I Ask That, is our last one for the semester. And we're setting it off with some parties in May, but then it's already summer. So let's make sure that this one counts. Let's ask our last question and dive into some real conversation. Let's talk. This week's question, our last question: why is it so awkward to talk about Jesus with my friends? Instant pondering to why that is awkward, I'm sure, but wait. Don't think about talking about the Bible class or church with your friends from Christian school or youth group. Think about a friend that doesn't go to church, or maybe just doesn't take it seriously. I know we all have one. Everyone has a neighbor, a family member, a peer, or a coworker, someone that doesn't know or believe in God. It's not always the most comfortable thing to talk about, especially now with how touchy the topic has become, or whether or not it's actually politically correct to even bring up. You might be afraid this person will reject your invitation or think you're silly for believing yourself. Or maybe you just don't feel like you're good at explaining your faith, so you don't want to mess it up. Or maybe the person that you're uncomfortable talking about your faith with isn't someone that doesn't believe in God. They just have a different view and aren't super open to differing perspectives. Or maybe they know all the things about the Bible and just think it's a joke. You know, just because you go to a Christian school or a church or youth group, that doesn't mean that you're a Christian. There are lots of situations that could be present for you that make it an awkward topic. The thing is, we all know that it's still something we're called to do. Time and time again, we see in Scripture about how there's an emphasis on sharing the good news. The trouble is, it's done in a ton of different ways. So which one, if any, are we called to follow specifically? You had the disciples speaking to crowds at Pentecost. You had Philip talking to some random dude along the road that was reading the Bible. You even had Jesus contrasting speaking with crowds versus just his disciples. You see, people are trying all these approaches today too. You've got people holding up signs reading, "The end is coming," and shouting from the street corners. You have people that go door to door asking, "Do you know Jesus?" Or you have people that simply invite friends to church or small groups. So if there's so many different ways we can go about this, and it's clear that we're called to do this, why is it so awkward? Why isn't it just normal, a common thing that we do? If it's such good news, why don't we share it with everybody that we pass along the street? That's what we're talking about tonight in our small groups. Why is this such a challenge? When was the last time that you shared your faith with someone? What do you think is the best way to go about it? And are there wrong ways? Let's ask these questions. Let's have honest conversation. Why is it so awkward to talk about Jesus with your friends?